But I don't remember tasting this because I don't want to. No, I do not need a knife this big. The ants and aphids got me. My frustration got me. Let's taste it. Speaking from experience, I thought all peppers taste like green peppers, and that is not the case. I don't want to pour it on the ground, boo. Hello, welcome to Yellow Door Urban Homestead. I am Asia, and I'm an urban gardener growing in a small space out in my backyard. But today we are inside because I have tomatoes. Lots and lots of tomatoes from the harvest this summer. This is the last group that was in the freezer. I wanted to get my freezer cleared out, and because I don't really have a garden going right now, there's a few things out there, but I pulled my garden apart and we're still working on the redo. Hopefully that video will come out next week because I'm going to work on it this weekend. But what my plan is today is to get these tomatoes ready for sauce. Let me just start off with saying there are so many different ways to make tomato sauce. I am not an absolutist. I'm pretty sure that's the word I want to be using. So if you want to share your recipes, your techniques down in the comments, I'm cool with that, right? Because I may not do it the way that you do it, and you may have a technique that works better for someone that, you know, for me, I just don't do. With that being the case, we're going to get started. I'm super excited. Right now we are at, I want to say 11 bags of sauce, and they range between 12 ounces and 24 ounces. Just depends on like how much sauce I had at the time. And so I do measure it out. Like of all the things I measure, it is my tomato sauce because I want to have it already portioned out to use it. Now, let me start off by also saying, sometimes I flavor and season my sauce. Sometimes I just get the actual sauce with nothing added. No salt, no pepper, no green peppers, no garlic, none of that, right? But sometimes I do. And today I'm probably going to season it just because this is a video that I am sharing with everyone. I use green peppers, garlic, and onions. I don't have any onions, I don't think. Hold on 1 minute, let me see. Yeah, I don't have any onions. So I would put onions in it, but I also can do that at any point. Like when I take this out of the freezer and I'm having it on the stove, warming it, simmering it a little bit, I can add onions to it, and then I can run the emulsion blender back through it. So like I said, it doesn't have to be the exact thing every time and you still get a good sauce. The other thing that I do sometimes and sometimes I don't is sometimes I will leave the skin on. Sometimes I will take the skin off. Sometimes I do it at the beginning. Sometimes I just run the pulp through a strainer. It just depends on how I feel. Today at the end of this, we're gonna run the pulp through a strainer, but you don't have to. You can leave it. It depends on what your taste buds like. I think sometimes when you leave the seeds and you leave the skin, it can taste a little more bitter and you have to do a little more work to get it to a flavor that you like. But it's totally up to you. So you're not gonna see me saying this is the only way, this is the best way. I'm gonna say this is my way. And if you have a way that you do it, feel free to share in the comments, y'all. So let's get started. The first thing I wanna show you is this is what went into the freezer. This bag was full. When you thaw it out, this is what you're gonna end up with. Like this was a full gallon size bag because the tomatoes still had like their structure. The structure goes away when it comes out of the freezer. I would have liked to show you, or I should have shown you, that they are cored and scored. So when I say that, I cut out the core, the middle of it, that would have had a lot of the seeds and the white pulp. And then at the bottom, I didn't do it on here. I should have cut it here. And when I say should have, it's just because that's what I was doing. Of course, you see, it did not hurt the tomato at all. So you could go ahead and start pulling the skins off now. So see how easy that skin comes off once it's frozen? You could do that, but I'm gonna roast these. And so I like to leave the skin on. I feel like it helps with the roasting process, but if you're not gonna roast it, or if you don't care, you can put it in just like this. You can start off with this right here and you can put it through your emulsion blender and then just start to simmer it down to get the water out of it. So that's two different options. I'm not doing this because I want to leave the skin on mine. And we have a lot of tomatoes, y'all. I just throw it into a pan. I saw a comment where someone said they put like olive oil and stuff in it. If I'm gonna add, basil. I completely forgot that I also will add basil to this. So garlic, green peppers, basil, and onions is what I normally use. And then of course, salt and pepper and any other seasoning that I want to add. I do a lot of to taste. So you're not going to get a recipe here. I'm not going to be able to tell you 2 teaspoons of salt or 5 tablespoons of this or that, because I do it to taste. While I'm simmering it down, I will season it. So with that being the case, I'm not going to be able to give you a actual, let's back that up a little bit. I'm not going to be able to give you an actual recipe, but I can show you what I do. Now, what I will do is also pour all of this water off. I don't need this water. The water is from it being in the freezer. So we pour all of the water off, and then I just put it all in a pan, a non-stick pan. So, what I was gonna say is I heard people say that they do like olive oil in it. I've never put any olive oil in mine. Not for my sauce. Maybe with my last group that'll be coming in sooner or later, I will try it with some olive oil. I think they say like olive oil, garlic, green peppers. We gotta grab some green peppers off the green stalk outside too. So I'll go out there and do that in a minute. The slicing type red peppers, I core and I score. I don't do that with the Romas. The Roma tomatoes go in here full. I wash everything and then I put it in the bag. I'm trying to see if I can get one that's slightly still, yeah, you see, still kind of has its structure. They go into the freezer full. I don't do any cutting. Now this one, I can see it. It has a hole in it. I don't want to preserve things like this. I didn't see that. That would have never made it into the bag had I seen it. But I kind of try to look at them a little bit before I put them in the oven. For mine, I set my oven at 425 and I just let it go. So like, I probably let it go 40 to 45 minutes. I haven't done this, so perfect time. I set it at 425, 450. It just kind of depends. Whoa, definitely not 500. It just kind of depends on the day, because like I said, this is not a recipe. I'm gonna do 425 today. Okay, so see, I didn't do anything to these Roma tomatoes. And see, we got a little bit of water. I try to pour off as much of this water as I can, because it's gonna make more water when you put it into the oven. So I just try to pour off as much as I can. And I will have to run more than one batch the first time, because I don't have a whole bunch of pans. It's just not something that I have, if I'm honest. And I do have more, so let me fix that. I do have more. They're non-stick, and so I don't use them for this process. I have one more pan that I use for this process, and I will grab that in a moment. So we're gonna pull the rest of this out and add this to this pan. And the other two, we are going to add to a little round pan. I'm pretty sure it's a cake pan. A little bit of water in there. I want to pour that off. That's all I'm doing for that. Even after it roasts, you could take the skins off, but I also still don't do it at that point. And I also do my simmering in a crock pot. That seems to have like surprised a few people when I did that reel, but it comes out good to me. I don't know if there's a reason for doing it on a stove. If y'all know, let me know. But I have done it both ways and it comes out pretty good. And I might not have to do 2 batches. I have some fresh ones that came out the garden recently, but I can wait on those. I really just wanted to get these taken care of because they had thawed out and they was just sitting on the counter. So yeah, maybe we won't have to do 2. I love that for me. With all of these tomatoes you're looking at, in my experience, we probably aren't gonna get any more than 4 or 5 bags out of this. So I would be at like 16 bags. I'm still hopeful that I can get to 26 with the green tomatoes that's on the table that will ripen, and with the tomatoes that's still outside. I need 26 or 27 to get 6 months worth of tomato sauce. Basically, I'll be able to use 1 pack of sauce once a week for 6 months, and that'll give me 6 months worth. But next year, the varieties that I plant will be able to get me to, I think, even more. So that's my plan. I'm about to run outside and get some green peppers because I'm also going to roast the green peppers. I'm also going to put the garlic in here with them. Everything's going to go in here together into the oven. So give me 1 second. So they aren't huge, but they are what we got. We do have 1 big one, however. Got a little bit of something going on. We're gonna cut that off. So, I also grabbed one of the candy cane. It's not completely red, but we about to taste that together too, because we keep talking about it, or I keep talking about it, but I don't remember tasting this. I think that I cooked one for cooked some for my daughter, but I don't remember actually tasting it. So we about to taste it. That came out the greenhouse. I still need to clear my lilac green stalk, so I'm just looking at those beautiful peppers every day. But we got green peppers, y'all. Like I said, not huge, but they can be used. And like I always say, I don't like green peppers like to taste it, to eat it, the texture, the bitterness, I don't like it. But to cook with, love green peppers, right? And so you can do this two ways. You can decide that you want to actually taste the bite of the green pepper. I'm not deciding that because I don't want to. Or you can put it in here, let it roast, and it can go through the emulsion blender with the tomatoes. And that is what I'm going to do. I need to wash these real quick. Then we just gonna cut them and put them in here. They will get roasted just like the tomatoes. And now you could let these sit in like vinegar or salt water too, if that's your preference. I feel comfortable just washing them, for one, because they were on the green stalk, so it's not like they were touching the ground or anything. This one has a little hole in it too. We're gonna cut that out, cut it open, make sure we don't see anything in there, and we still gonna use it. All right, so I need to find a knife. No, I do not need a knife this big. It's the only one I could find though, so here we go. So I always cut out the middle with the seeds, and I could save the seeds. These are Big Bertha. I don't know if they are heirloom or open pollinated, whatever it's called. I can save the seeds and I'm gonna get a pepper. Some kind of pepper is gonna come out of here. For me, not a big deal whether it's heirloom or not. I will save these seeds. And I got these from, I want to say, my local feed and seed, so I know I don't have the seeds, so I'll definitely save the seeds. Just like that, I can put it in like this. Doesn't have to be any special kind of cuts. All of it's gonna roast and cook and get soft in the oven for about 40-45 minutes, maybe even longer. All right. I don't think this is the one that had the hole. They're not big, but they not super small either. So I'm happy that I put them all over. That's what I'm happy about. The ants and aphids got me. My frustration got me. All the things got me. But we still have green peppers. So that is a plus for me. And y'all, I will continue to say, I did not realize how much better, to me, in my opinion, my sauce would taste from using actual paste and red tomatoes. If you're not new here, let's talk to each other. If you're not new here, you know, in the beginning, I was like, oh, I don't grow a lot of red tomatoes. I don't like the acid. Also, let me just be clear. Somebody wanted to know about how the Supremos taste. They are absolutely delicious, actually. Not in a like special fancy kind of way, just a flavorful way, but it's a red tomato, if that makes sense. I don't know how to explain it, but they were really good. We ate them in a cucumber and tomato salad, and I was very much like, I really don't want this red tomato in here. But it was good. Tomato, cucumber, and feta cheese salad. Just so you know, the Supremos are good. They produce nice sized tomatoes, and they were actually really, really tasty. I should have done a taste testing with all of them, but the only one I really focused on was the Supremo, for one, because that's one that I was most excited about. And then someone wanted to know. So next year, maybe I'll make sure I taste the tomatoes separately by themselves. So see this? I'm just going to cut that out. Any of it that was there, I'm gonna cut it out. And the rest of the pepper looks just fine. I'm gonna cut it down the middle. Look inside of it. That must be something. I don't know if I cut that or if that. We're going to just take it out to be safe. Looks fine in the inside. Nothing's in there. Nothing's eating it. So that'll go in this one. Be more than enough, I think. We're going to use them all. Everything that we pull from out there, we're going to use all of it. I'm going to cut the bottom off of this. I think it's just more of where the end of it was, but just better safe than sorry. I want to use the part of the vegetable that looks the best. All right, I am gonna go through and save these seeds, but it's very simple. I'm putting them on a paper towel, get them all off of here, put them on a paper towel, save them, and next year we will be planting these instead of buying some from the store. sure. So now we all know I didn't get any garlic. I did get garlic, but I made it into a garlic powder. Let me not say I didn't get any because I did. I didn't get any that I could store. So this is from the store. And I'm just going to flatten it, get the outside off, and all right, there you have it. We're gonna put these in the oven now. Now, because they could run over, because there is still water in there and it's gonna produce more water, I like to put the pan under them. Now, sometimes the round one doesn't boil over nearly as much as this one. So we just gonna put this one in here over the pan. I have another pan, but I don't normally notice the round one doing it. But to be safe, because I need to clean this oven now from making sauce. So let's just put both in there and we're gonna slide them in. Now we got 45 minutes or so to just kind of watch and see, you know, when they start to char and decide how much char I want and then take it out. All right, so I'm gonna save those seeds. I'm not gonna do it right now. I don't feel like it. What I am gonna do right now is taste this pepper. And I tasted one yesterday, but I don't know if it was red or not. Red enough or not. Let me rinse this off. And I wanna see what it tastes like. Oh, if you wanna know where I got my apron from, I got it from Amazon. Trying to decrease the amount of paper towels I use. I use a lot of paper towels. So if I can wipe my hands on my apron, then I won't have to use so many paper towels. That's my reasoning. Before I had a compost pile to put them paper towels in. Right now, it's going smooth to the trash can and adding to the waste that's coming from my house. So I'm going to use paper towels, but while I'm cooking, I can definitely decrease the amount of paper towels I use. So this is a candy cane pepper in the orangish state. They get all the way to red. So let's taste it. Definitely sweet. Not as sweet as, say, or Jimmy Nardello or Golden Marconi, but they are good. I wish they grew a little bit bigger because this would be one of my options. I'm still gonna grow them. They're really good, y'all. When I tasted it in the yellow state, it was still a bit bitter. This is slightly bitter, but it's definitely sweet. I like it. Very nice. Candy cane peppers will make it into my next year's garden. These are good. Okay, so I went ahead and saved those seeds while we waited, and I didn't save them all because I don't need them all. I would like some though. Probably won't use most of these seeds in a 10-year span because I don't grow that many. Although these could be my green pepper options, the Big Bertha, instead of the two that I did this year. That's a possibility too, so who knows? Also, get ready to finish this candy cane pepper. It's good. And before I started gardening, you would have never seen me walking around just eating a pepper, y'all. It would have never been how I roll because I'm gonna tell you why. Most of the things we ate, I think when I was growing up, was green peppers and they was nasty. I thought all peppers taste like green peppers and that is not the case. All right, y'all. So we are back in the kitchen. It's probably been 40 minutes or so, I think, but it's smelling like pizza in here. That's what it smells like, y'all. It smells so good. We're about to set up the crock pot. We're gonna put this up here. I simmer mine on low. This sauce won't be done today, but I am gonna finish this video today. So let me show you. So I think y'all can see it. There's water and liquid down here. It does give off more liquid. We do have some char on it. See the water coming off of there? So, yep, we're gonna take these out now. And yep, that's dripping. Got a little bit on the floor. It's okay. I'm not tripping. Oh my goodness. It smells like pizza sauce, y'all. It smells so good in here. Now, I'm looking for a specific spoon because I'm not keeping all of this water. All of this or juice, whatever we want to call it, what cooked off, I'm not keeping all of that. So I'm just going to spoon it out. Some of them on the bottom, not really charred, but it's okay. Because remember, charring, you don't have to do it. I like to do it. So we got some char, but some of it is not charred. Also, spreading the tomatoes out a little bit more is a good idea. I don't have a pan that I feel comfortable using to do that. Like a big sheet pan would be great for this. But for me and my family, this works out fine. I'm just showing my process. But if you wanted more char, or if you wanted more of the tomatoes to be charred, that's one way to do it. Use a sheet pan and lay them out. For me, this is fine and it tastes good to me. We need the emulsion blender. So now we just gonna go through and blend this all up. Be careful, it is hot. It will splash back on you. Make sure you push this down into the tomatoes and do not pull it back up if you are still holding a button or if it is turned on. That sauce will fly back up and it will burn you. Speaking from experience. So mine has a turbo on it. And I always try to check to see if I'm still getting skins, because if so, I keep going through because I want to make sure everything is blended up well. So right there I can see some skin. I'm just gonna go back in. All right, and now we should be good. And this will basically simmer for the next few hours. When I say few, probably the whole day. I'm just gonna let it simmer, and then I'm gonna start to notice that it's going down a little bit because the water is cooking off of it. It's reducing is what they call it. So you're losing some of the moisture, and it's gonna give you a thicker, less watery sauce when you're done. So we just gonna let it do what it do, and then we will come back to see what it looks like after we strain it through and then let it cook down even more. Okay, y'all, so we are back in the kitchen. This is not done, but I do want to get this video out for y'all today because the whole weekend I'm gonna be working on my garden redo. But what I want to show you is I strain my sauce through this. I know somebody's probably thinking, well, that just seems like a lot of work. It is a choice. You don't have to do it like this. Like I said in the beginning, you can peel the skins once you steam it or boil it or broil it. You can peel the skins once you take it out of the freezer if they were frozen. You can put it through a food meal, all at the beginning, and then you don't have to do this. Anyway, let me rinse this out because the tomatoes were sitting in this. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna sit this right in here. Then I like to use the flat wooden spoon, and maybe it's a spatula because it's definitely not a spoon. Maybe it's called a spatula. So you see we're at a boil and we're on low. So, you know, it does work this way. I will take this out and put it over here, and then I'll just start to work it through the strainer. It's gonna start to strain itself, but I'm also gonna work it through the strainer. You can also leave this in. You can leave some of it in, take some of it out if it's too much for you. It's all going to be sauce. It's all based off of your taste, right? So now, let me bring you a little bit closer down here. I'm just gonna start, and you can see it's already dripping out, right? But that's nowhere near the consistency that I want, for sure. For the purposes of finishing this video, I'm just gonna move it around. And eventually you're gonna see that most of the liquid is out. So you could do it this way, but of course I told you all the ways you could do it at the beginning that are easier. This is a choice that I made, not a choice that you have to make. And having this out, you can also make like soups, tomato soups and things like that, and have a smoother texture to it. You leave this in, I mean, you definitely can use it for spaghetti sauce, but I think if you either peel it in the beginning or run it through the strainer at the end, you get a much different consistency. But you can already see a lot of the liquid is coming off because it's straining through. And I like to use this one. It's definitely a sifter, I think, for flour. But I use them for several different things. Anywho, and I would still go through it a little bit more and push it a little bit more just to make sure I get as much out of it as I can. And you can run this through the dehydrator or the freeze dryer too and use it for a seasoning if you want to. I only keep a little bit of it for that, and I've already done it for the season, so I'm more than likely not gonna use this. Probably gonna go into the meal so it can make some fertilizer or some amendments essentially for the garden. Love that thing. I talk about it all the time and people ask what's meal grinds. It's basically dehydrated food that's like really dehydrated down to small little pieces. Let me show you what it looks like. I'm still gonna cook it down some more, but let me just show show you. They have manual meals that do what I'm doing, that you just turn the handle, but then they have electric meals too, where you just put the tomato in it and it runs the tomato through and it separates the juice from this stuff, the seeds and the skins. There's different options for this. If I was doing a huge batch and not broiling it, I would definitely use the electric meal because they have those too, and I have an electric one. And I use my hand to do it manually. So, all right, let me show you. Oh, and you could get it from off the bottom too. That's not too bad to go back into your sauce. See that? It's not the consistency I want at all yet, but that's what you'll get off of it. You see that? And you got tomato sauce, or it could be tomato soup once you season it, and you can also cook it down to tomato paste, but that's a lot of work. So once I went through and did the whole thing like that, then I would put it back in, I would do my seasoning and move along. But for now, since it's got a lot more cooking to do, but can y'all see that? I don't want to pour it on the ground, babe. You see that? Tomato sauce. And while I took the longer route in the end, it also is gonna be delicious. So, just wanted to show y'all how I get to the sauce. The seasoning part of it, like I said, I use basil, oregano, garlic, salt, pepper, garlic powder. I do normally put onions in it too, and I do it to my taste. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to visit me over on Instagram, where I post about the things going on in my garden almost every day. Bye, y'all.